We got a lot going on today. What is going on, everybody? Good morning and happy, freaky, fantastic, phenomenal. Doesn't start with an F Friday, but we are back and we are ready to attack it, ladies and gentlemen. It is the final day of the week and it is officially the final day of August. So let's crush it. Let's end the month. Let's end the week strong and profitable if we can help it, guys. But you know what the theme is the last day of the month? It's always capital preservation. So the market sucks, which today the market could be really bad, right? Coming into a 3-day holiday weekend. Hey, if we don't see trades, don't force anything, right? Main focus point today should be preserve your capital, right? Don't give back all of those hard-earned profits on some sloppy trades or in just a subpar market, all right? So get focused, get dialed in, set those intentions for the day. We're going to start breaking some stuff down here in a moment, get you guys prepared, talk about the best opportunity for the day, and we will be all set, ready to rock and roll for 9:30 market open, baby. If you guys are on YouTube, go ahead and hit me with a big old good morning on the tube as well. We're doing a free stream Friday here on YouTube for you guys. So we'll be live until about 11:30 today on YouTube, and at 11 o'clock a.m. EST, Eastern Time, all right? That's when we're doing the giveaway, so make sure you guys are here at 11 o'clock for the giveaway today. But everybody inside of chat, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Again, good morning. Happy Friday. Who do we got inside of chat? Patrick, Spencer, Cole, Aaron, Tom, Craig, Stir, Corey, and everybody else. Again, good morning, traders. You need my key? Ha! Just like that, the wife comes in, creep mode activated. She's like, what? Giveaway? I'm here. I'm here ready for the giveaway, baby. All right, here you go. I won't hit the baby. I didn't hit the baby, but got pretty darn close. And everybody else inside the chat, good morning. If you guys are in the Zoom and you're feeling up to it, go ahead and hit us with a big old good morning as well. Feel free to open up that mic and shout at the top of your lungs. All right, is that Roberto? I can't even see. Roberto, what's up over on YouTube? Tag, what's up, man? It's been a while. Brandy, good morning. And then everybody else, good morning. And then everybody else tuning in. All right, a good old morning as well. Stir, what's up, man? All right, let's dive into it. We're going to start the pre-market rundown. We're going to talk about what we have going on for today, where the best opportunity is, how I'm looking to navigate this market. And the goal is, hey, trying to see if we have some really good opportunity and great trades to make some money. All right, if not, preserve the capital. We do have some data set to be released here today. So this morning, we already got through some of the most important key data for the day. We had core PCE price index data this morning. We also had personal income and personal spending. Everything was pretty much in line with the forecast. You saw a little bit of a reaction, but nothing too crazy. You have two other things happening today after market open, right? 9:45, you do have Chicago PMI data. All right, that's a medium importance. Could be something that moves the market. So again, you got to be mindful of that. And then here coming up at 10 o'clock, you do have Michigan consumer sentiment data. And that is the type of data that we've seen the market react to before. So be mindful of that. You got some data at 9:45 and at 10 o'clock, and that could bring in some movement. We could see some volume. But also keep in mind that we do have a 3-day weekend coming on up, right? It's a 3-day holiday weekend. The market's going to be closed on Monday. And historically, leading up to a big major holiday weekend, you know, Thursday and Friday tends to be slow and choppy. And Friday especially, like absolutely like no volume on Fridays. So keep that in mind, right? That we may not see the best opportunity today. But again, we do have some data that could bring in some movement, provide us with some opportunity, and you never know. So we'll go from there, guys. But 9:45 and 10 o'clock, be mindful, we got some data. All right, let's go dissect the SPY. Let's talk about what we got going on today with the SPY, where I think we could be headed, and some opportunities for today as well. All right, so let's start on the daily. And let's really go through our daily process of identifying key zones, right? Because we're going to look at the SPY today and the Qs today. I have nothing else on my watch list, period. So let's take some time to start on the daily, drill down to those lower time frames, do this together so you guys can actually learn how to find these zones and really just sharpen that sword, sharpen that skill set by doing this on a daily basis. So here with the SPY on the daily, we're just finding key zones of support resistance, those areas that have multiple touch points. So first area that I see that's going to be some support for today on the SPY is going to be this lower zone between 557.13 to 557.40. How did I find that zone? Well, number one, using yesterday's low of day as a reference, then looking left to find other touch points in a certain region. So I look left and I say, hey, we got this low a day here. We got that low a day here, right? And we can see that we came up and hit a high day right there before getting rejected. We gapped up the next day and opened at that zone. We had another little low a day bounce off that zone as well. So every time we come up and hit that zone, we do respect it as support, 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 and again yesterday as support. Right? You don't have like 10 touch points in the zone, right? So it's not the most significant zone, but we can actually really just build more conviction by looking at some of these other days where we have like, lower shadows through it or candle bodies through it. I would just say drill down into a lower time frame and really look and see how price moved off that zone over the previous, say few days or the last couple of months to again, just really build more conviction if you can in that zone. So let's do it. Let's just go into a 5-minute time frame real quick. This is the zone that we're discussing between 557.13 and 557.40. And really the goal right now is to build more conviction in that zone. So again, if you look at the daily chart on Wednesday, there was just that big candle through it, right? You don't have a daily touch point off that zone. But look at Wednesday on a 5-minute time frame and look at how price developed off that zone. Really nice, actually. We came down to it, hit it as an initial low a day, had a nice bounce. We cracked below it, got back above it, regained it as support with a couple lows. Wow, okay, you have no visibility and you can't see anything like that on the daily, but drilling down into that lower time frame and looking at it on a 5-minute, for example, you're like, wow, that zone is respected very freaking nicely. Comes down here, low a day bounce, crack, retest. Wow. I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm feeling pretty convicted that this is going to be a key significant zone. I already found the zone on the daily. It was looking good. Now I'm in the 5-minute time frame looking at some of these days that we've developed around that zone, and it looks beautiful, looks perfect. So I like this zone. I'm convicted. I'm confident in it. I want to keep this area on high watch today. So that's the process to identify all of these zones, okay? And again, that zone is between 557.13 to 557.40, right? Our lowest zone of support for today on the SPY is going to be down here between 554.75 to 555.07, right? Looking at the daily, we had some daily resistance, and then we see it turn support, and again, resistance. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different daily points off that lower zone. That's going to be some key support here on the SPY. Let's talk about some overhead areas of resistance. First overhead level of resistance on the SPY is up between 561.65 to 562.13. Okay, and then your top zone of resistance for today is going to be up between 563.10 to 563.20. Okay. Now let's go into a 5-minute time frame and let's start building some plans. Like what if the SPY gets up to this zone of resistance and we fail to break it? Like what would we do? We're going to build some hypothetical what if plans. What if the SPY comes up into this zone of resistance and we see, hey, there are more sellers than buyers present. What would we do at that point in time? What side of the trade would we think about getting on? The short side. Right? So that's going to be game plan number 1, guys. If the SPY comes up into this top zone of resistance between 561.65 to 562.13 and we fail to break above it, right, I would be looking to get short, expecting to see a little bit of downside. Okay, where would my first target be here on the SPY? Well, it's going to be yesterday's open. That would be my first target to the downside, right around 560.31. And that's the area that we're holding right here in pre-market. Then where would my second target to the downside be? Second target would have to be yesterday's close. That's down around 558.35. And then my final target, my main PT, would be that daily zone of significant support that we just discussed, down between 557.13 to 557.40. So that's going to be game plan number one to the short side. Okay, let's build an opposite plan and have one in place just in case, right? Help remove bias. Okay, so if the SPY comes up and breaks that zone, right, and we pull back and hold it as support, where could we see the SPY go? Into your next zone of resistance. So if we see a break and retest off that daily zone and we hold above it as intraday support, I would be interested in playing the SPY long into our next zone of resistance up between 563.10 to 563.20. Right? And those are really going to be the two plans that I start with and I leave you with here this morning, right? We're going to be opening very close to that zone. So something's bound to happen off that zone when the market opens, right? Whether it comes up and just gets rejected and we get short, whether it comes up and breaks it and holds it and we get long, it doesn't matter. Something is bound to happen up against that zone when we open on up here. Okay, but if we do not get to that zone and there's no opportunity, we just start, say, dropping on off at the start of the day, we'll come back, we'll build additional plans and see what we could have coming on up, maybe off some of these lower zones of support. Okay, so those are going to be the two game plans today here on the SPY. Now, I like the Qs more than the SPY today, and you'll see why here in a moment, but I definitely like the location of the Qs a lot more. I like these zones. I like the separation between these zones. There's definitely some opportunity to see the Qs move well. Comparing the Qs against the SPY, I definitely like QQQ a lot more for today. So that's where most of my focus is going to go. So let's talk about QQQ, guys. Let's start on the daily, do the same thing, and drill back down into those lower time frames because, again, we only really have the SPY and the Qs to discuss today. All right, so first things first, go ahead and mark up your daily gap here on QQQ. Okay, so bottom end of your daily gap is at 465.11. Top end of the daily gap is up here at 468.44. Okay. I have a very key, significant zone for today on the Qs. That's going to be our line in the sand. Okay, that's going to be here between 473.79 to 474.23. That's a key make or break level for today, right? And again, we just hit it so many times in so many key touch points off this level, right? We come up and close off that level. We gap up and in a low a day. Hit new all-time highs. That's exactly where we came back down to on that retracement before holding and seeing more all-time highs. Came down, nice little low-a-day bounce before a massive gap up the next day. Then we have a massive gap down, and that was your open and high-a-day from the gap down. We came up, retested that level again, got rejected, right? Finally broke above it. We've been holding it as support very well. Now, again, yesterday, we were back below it. So, I mean, look at how many times we've hit that zone, right? And there's a lot of key significant touch points off that zone. For example, this gap down high and this gap down open, right? That was a big gap down. And we dumped that very day. And we continued to drop. That's a very key significant point that stands out to me, right? That gap down high and that gap down open. And then you see you get another touch point, two more touch points, another rejection, right? Holding as support, holding as support, holding as support, opening, holding as support. You can see that, hey, it's being validated. It's being respected as a pretty key significant level. And then check this out, go into a 5-minute time frame. Why is it just so happen to be the area of support that we're holding, right? It's that key. It's that significant, right? And you can build more conviction in this zone, right? Just look at Wednesday's candle and look at yesterday's candle on the daily. Do you have any daily touch points to help validate that zone even more just based on the last two candles? You do not. But go into a 5-minute time frame. Look at how well the Qs moved off that zone, right? We came down into it here on Wednesday. Nice bounce. We crack below it, right? We come back up into it yesterday. We break it. We hold it as support. We push higher. So we get even more conviction built by drilling into that lower time frame and seeing, wow, it really respects that zone nearly to the penny when it's at that zone. That's a key level. And that's why that's going to be our line in the sand for today. Right? And that's why I like the Qs more than the SPY, because I don't have a line in the sand on the SPY. But you have a really key significant level here on QQQ. And again, that's between 473.79 to 474.23. So let's build our two plans here for today. Plan number one is the Q's open. We hold that zone as support and we simply get long. Where to? Our next zone of daily resistance up between 477.70 to 477.95. That's game plan number one, right? What's going to be game plan number two? Game plan two is if we see the Qs cracking below that level and retesting it as resistance. If that's what we see take place, I definitely want to get short. Where to? I would be looking at first target would have to be yesterday's open. It would just have to be, right? I would expect us to be able to fall through that level, but it still needs to be an area that we're mindful of. Second target would be yesterday's close. That's also up against the 20 EMA. That's more of a valid, realistic target down around 470.63. But then we're going to be targeting that lower gap level, right? So we have that lower daily gap. That would be our main target, is seeing if we come down in that gap and maybe even fill that gap today. So that's going to be game plan number two. If the Qs crack that line in the sand, come up and retest it as resistance, and we fail to get back above it, I'm looking to get short down into yesterday's close, then down into the top end of that daily gap, and then potentially all the way down into the bottom end of that daily gap here today on the Qs if that short opportunity presents itself. But again, we have no bias, do we? We have a long plan in place. We have a short plan in place. We're not bullish. We're not bearish. We're not biased at all. I could care less where the Qs go. If the Qs want to drop 5 points, I want to capitalize on it. If the Qs want to rip 5 points, I don't care. I just want to capitalize on it. I just want to find myself on the right side of the trade. So really comes down to that line in the sand on the Qs. We hold it, I'm getting long. We fall below it, stay below it, I'm looking to get short. And QQQ will be opening very, very close to that zone here at 9:30. All right? So that's what I have for you guys today, right? All the analysis, all the preparation, and the plans for you guys today on the SPY and the Qs. You should be all set, ready to rock and roll here. But we do have about 12 minutes until market open. So do you have any stocks on your watch list that you want to take a look at? Let me know.
Josh, quick question on the Qs. If you go into your daily chart,
Yes.
if you look at your chart, you look left, there's like a 12-day gap on the candles, or is that just a lower time frame? All right, my bad. I just didn't see it. That's what I thought happened.
What happened?
Nope, you're good. No,
Good?
I just
Okay.
didn't. Yeah, I'm like, wait, what happened there?
It's like, what's going on? So the other thing I wanted to point out too, with that line in the sand, look at where your 50 SMA is. Your 50 SMA is sitting right there off your line in the sand zone. So it's a key zone that we have a lot of conviction in. It's right up against the 50 SMA as well. That's a make or break for today, guys. If we hold it, we could see a nice nearly $4 push to the upside. Let's get long on that, right? If we fall below it, stay below it, we could see about what would that be? About a $3.50 drop into, yesterday's close, and then potentially you can see 7-8 points on this thing to the downside. It's realistic. We've been seeing the market move huge. I mean, look at that drop yesterday on the Qs. We went from 478, let's call it, and we had it down at 470 within like an hour. So yeah, can we see the market move 4, 5, 6 points today? I mean, we could, right? We got some data coming up. There could be some activity, but we just got to be mindful. The 3-day holiday weekend, historically, right? Fridays suck coming into a 3-day holiday weekend, and there's just no volume. So we just have to be mindful of that as all. All right. But any other stocks you got on your watch, let me know. Let's take a look at it.
Just quick question. What was your zone if you're playing it long, 477 to 477.95? Or is it what to it was less than that?
On which stock?
I'm sorry, on Qs.
Okay. So my line in the sand?
So that's your line in the sand. I have that.
Yep.
Which is the same as me, by the way.
Awesome. I love it.
And then if you were playing it long, you were going to 477.
We got 477.70 to 477.95.
Okay, I didn't have that one.
Pretty much yesterday's high day. Look at yesterday's high a day. Look left, you get another touch point. You get another touch point. I mean, it's not like the most significant. It's not like the line in the sand. That thing is beautiful. That's a key zone. I love it. But, you know, yesterday's high day is going to be a reference point that we could take this long into. And if you look left, I mean, it's definitely going to be up near some resistance. So I think that's a realistic target to play that long to.
Okay, because I had it 476.39 to 476.97. So
honestly,
yeah,
I think that's good too. I was just looking at that and I'm like, honestly, 476.36 up into like Thursday's high, or no, I'm sorry, Wednesday's high day, like 477.
Sideways, when I start looking previous days, what I noticed was, let me enlarge this. I look at the candle from Wednesday, and also the Tuesday was right there as well.
You know what, Catherine? I agree with you. I do prefer that zone more than mine. Like my zone, it's still a valid zone. I would still look up against yesterday's high a day as another target, but I'm in agreement with you. I miss that zone. I do like this 476.23 to like 476.45. That's how I'm going to tighten that thing up. I like that. Get like low a day bounce, high a day rejection. It's where we opened on Wednesday. And then when you go into a 5-minute time frame, you had really nice movement off that level just yesterday as well.
And if you keep going daily backward, like June 14, June 12,
you see even more validation off that zone.
Those three, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. No, I'm just zooming in. I'm going to dial this in a little bit more, but it really comes down to that point. Yep. So the final zone that I'm going to be looking at, and I'm going to bring it down a little bit because I'm in agreement with Catherine. You know, it's a really good looking zone. And then I'm going to drill down into those lower time frames just to build more conviction as well. But I think that's going to be a little bit more realistic in regards to a first target if we see that long setup. But still, another target could be that first zone that I gave you guys up against yesterday's high day. So I'm going to bring my first zone down. I see more significance with this lower zone compared to the top zone. So my finalized zone that I'm looking at is going to be here between 476.28 to 476.50. So I'm going to tighten mine up a lot, but I'm really just looking at Wednesday's open. We had that high day rejection, low a day bounce, low a day bounce, high day rejection, low a day bounce. We see some pretty key movement around that zone as far as like those highs of day, those lows of day, multiple touch points, go into a 5-minute time frame. Nice movement off that zone yesterday. We broke it, retested it, held as support, cracked it, retested it, dropped as resistance. You come up and look at it, high day rejection there on Wednesday. You know, we broke it, we held it here on Tuesday. We cracked it, retested it as resistance just to get back above it, hold it as support. So really nice movement off that zone here, just this week alone. That's a lot more realistic. I like that area. But what I want to do is go ahead and put the other zone back up there because it was off of yesterday's high a day, off those lows. That's still going to be an area of resistance. That one zone between like 477.42 to 478. Very nice. You guys feeling good? You guys ready to rock and roll today? I'm ready, guys. We got about 5 minutes to market open as well. Hey, Josh, when is the giveaway? It's definitely today. Why would we do the giveaway next month? Right, giveaway today at 11 a.m. Eastern time. All right. So if you are not here at 11 o'clock, I will not be able to pick anybody if you're not here. All right, you got to be here because you're going to basically comment at 11 o'clock. Let me know you're here, and then we're going to just pick one person, and we're going to give that away to them. Yep, I am banned on TikTok. So from now on, you'll be able to find me here in the mornings on YouTube. So just subscribe to YouTube. hit the notification bell, and every morning moving forward into next week, we'll be live on YouTube.
Hey, Josh.
Did my TikTok say September 30th? Yeah, whatever. Today. What's up?
Did you see Steve's post in Market Chatter earlier?
I have not.
Take a look at that when you get a chance. See what your thoughts are.
Where at? Inside of Slack?
No, inside of Market Chatter.
In the trade floor?
On the trade floor tab. Yep.
Are we looking at INTC or PDD?
I'm sorry. One more time.
Is it INTC or
no?
PDD?
It wasn't a particular stock. It was an hour ago. He's basically looking at, here's someone on knowledge of cyclicals and sector rotation and picking a day for an open floor lesson. So
gotcha. I did miss that. Okay.
I threw out there, listen, I'd be more than willing to talk about it, but to run it by you first and how you want to set that up and everything. So
let's do it. Yeah, let's coordinate a day next week, between the hours of maybe like 10:30 and 11, take about 30 minutes, and we'll just have an open conversation about it, and let everybody kind of pick your brain, have some questions. I'll share some insight just based on the limited experience I have. And there's even a lesson inside of the Quick Hit lesson playlist where we actually talk about sector rotation, something we put together like 2 years ago. So you can go and watch that as well. But tell you what, man, we'll just find a day and a time next week, whatever works best for you, and we'll just jam for 20, 30 minutes on it.
Perfect. Cool.
How does your content get banned on TikTok? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but it's all good. We're on YouTube, baby. We're going to make it happen today. I'm feeling pretty grateful, pretty thankful. I'm in the mood of giving, so I want to give something away to somebody today. And that's why you guys are here right now, because at 11 o'clock, we're going to do a giveaway. And I'm going to pick one person and give them 12 months of access to come in, get in the chat rooms, tap into the community, and just help them out, We'll have some fun with it. Tim, post that up when you're done. Yes, sir, we will.
Hey, I don't want to miss some good stuff. I missed plenty already because of work. That's stuff that definitely helps me out.
What's up, buddy? How you doing today, man?
Phenomenal.
I love it.
You had a good week?
Yeah, man. It was decent. It was decent. I think the best day that, we really had here was Wednesday. One of the best setups, really crushed it. We had a pretty decent day yesterday, too. We had one short on the Qs, and that was pretty much it, which is that one trade yesterday. It's been slow, but what we've taken, it's been good.
Nice. Yeah, I made my market mastery program fee back in 2 trades this week.
And you did what?
I made back the whole market mastery fee in 2 trades this week.
Really? Yeah, I mean, I know you did that months ago, but yeah, to put it in perspective, like, yeah, at this point, 2 trades, make some, four figures. Nice,
Pop in
man.
around lunchtime, and it's like, oh, hey, SPY's heavy. Oh, hey, resistance, head and shoulders, all these confluences.
Yeah.
Hey, let's take this short.
probably
And
would.
falls the freaking hell off. It was
Dude.
glorious.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Like
my wife was
once you
"Why
got
are
the skill
screaming? Is
set,
everything
man, no one
okay?"
can take it from you. Like once you have this and you've mastered it, dude, you're off to the races, man. Like nothing's ever gonna hold you back. Now it's just you get to have fun with this. It's easy to you. It's all discretionary income. I love it, dude.
Market open.
Market's open. Let's get it, baby. Market is live. That was cute, wasn't it? My little. I'm in a singing mood today. Catherine, are you here? Not the one Catherine, the Catherine OG. The Catherine OG's here. That's probably why I feel like I'm in the mood to sing a little bit. All right, let's grab some hedge pressure levels for today. We'll be all set here, guys. Yeah, guys, I know. I did say September. I'm thinking about we're coming into September, and I'm like, September 30th, giveaway. Yeah, kind of confusing. Definitely, for sure. Because, yeah, I said the giveaway's at 11. I'm like, the live stream starts at 9. Then I guess I did say September. So, Here's what you
Jokes on
guys
y'all, I'll
can
come
do.
back next
Is what you
month.
guys can do is go back on over to that video on TikTok and just say, hey, he messed up. It's actually today. And so people get notified when you comment. So they'll be like, oh, then it's not September. I should probably show up today. That's what you guys should do on YouTube.
Jokes on y'all. Y'all got to come back next
Yeah,
month.
joke's on you next month. No, I'm kidding. We'll do that today at 11.
Kevin, you being patient and disciplined to wait for your setup, right? You're not just hunting out at the bells open. All right. Saw the look. Just like I had to ask. Okay.
All right, let's get some hedgies today, guys. Hedge pressure is 560.50 on the SPY. So we got a 560.50 weekly hedge pressure here on the SPY. Monthly still in the 520s. It's all the way down to 527.50. You're on the Qs. Wow, I'm actually very impressed with myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. It has been 4.5 hours, and I have been nicotine free. Usually it's within the first 30 minutes to an hour, but I'm pushing really good, man. Before you know it, I'm like, nope, don't even need the nicotine anymore. Feels damn good. All right, let's grab some hedgies on the Qs. Oh, they're stacked. 475 stacked, weekly and monthly. 475. Yeah, it's common sense. Yeah, Patrick, yeah. Makes no sense, but it makes sense. I appreciate you, Demo Derby. Yeah, everybody that's here on YouTube that came from the video that you saw on TikTok, because I'm obviously banned on TikTok, just go back to that TikTok video in the comments, everybody, and just be like, yep, it's actually today at 11 a.m. Eastern. And so those comments will notify everybody else that's liked and commented on the video and say, oh, yeah, it is today, not next month. That'd be awesome. If you don't do that, then you're excluded for the giveaway. So that's going to be one of the terms. Everybody's got to do that. I'm kidding. But, all right, let's see what we got. Q off this line in the sand. Let's see what we have going on here, guys. SPY right now, a little bit of a bounce off weekly hedge. QQQ, rejection off monthly, coming down into that line in the sand. I do want to see if we can, realistically tighten this up. I like really nice tight zones, but I'm not going to tighten it up and it lose, its significance basically. So let's do that. Let's tighten it up. Point. Yep, that's it. 473.84 to 474.19. That is the zone. Absolutely. There you go, Kevin. Love the discipline. Love the check-in, brother.
Yeah, it felt good today. I'm in Massachusetts, so that cold shower was the coldest shower I've ever taken.
The cold shower was actually cold today.
Oh yeah, that was a solid.
Awesome,
man. Felt like 30 degrees, probably 40 though.
Oh, I bet. I'm sure you feel pretty good afterwards, though, right?
Oh yeah,
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 dude,
it
that
definitely felt
hit of
good.
dopamine, you're just like, wow, I feel good. Yeah, man.
Well,
Yeah, I'll be in the lake later. I'm sure that'll be pretty cold too.
You know what? I've actually realized, I think, why I've been going longer without nicotine. You hit it on the head. Cold showers, man. For about 2-3 weeks, I wasn't doing cold showers because, like, when I would do it, I'd get really itchy and dry skin. And I'm like, maybe it's just because of the cold shower. I'll just start cold plunging. So I haven't cold showered in, I don't know, 3 weeks. And I'm usually like within the first 30 minutes to an hour of my morning, I pop a piece of nicotine gum in. But for some reason, the last 2 or 3 days, I haven't had the urge or the need for like the first 5 hours of my day. I'm like, why is
That's
that?
awesome.
I think you just hit it on the head. Dopamine. That's the whole thing. Nicotine, it's that release of dopamine, the addiction aspect. But what do cold showers do? Spike that dopamine up and at a higher level, and it retains that higher level for an extended period of time. And I'm like, interesting. The power of the cold shower. I've gone literally 4 to 5 hours with literally no nicotine because I've already had that huge dopamine hit from the cold shower in the morning. That is very interesting to see that.
That is awesome.
Yeah, buddy.
What's that Spy Weekly?
Not for you. It's at 560.50. 560.50. So there you
Okay.
go. If anybody's trying to stop, nicotine, cigarettes, nicotine, whatever, just do more cold showers, I guess, in the morning and see if that helps you extend out how long before you have the urge, I guess, for that nicotine intake. But, all right, QQQ came down to the line in the sand. Little tap, tap, tap. Nice little bounce. Right back into monthly hedge. Let's see what the Qs are going to do.
Josh, what were those Q hedge numbers again? I missed them.
475 is monthly and weekly.
Oh,
So they're stacked. Yeah, 475 monthly and weekly here.
Game on.
It's game on, baby.
Where's Stir? Full Port Friday?
I think Stir's not even trading today since he 3x'd his goal.
Oh,
I only
nice.
2x'd it.
Only
But
2x?
I was trading NQ last night and gold last night, and I already hit today's daily goal doing that. So I'm really just
Well, yesterday you
one
had
contract
2x'd
today.
your weekly or your daily yesterday?
I 2x my weekly.
You 2x'd your weekly in a single day. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's massive, dude. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that was like a 10x on your daily goal?
750 is my daily goal. I made 30,
Almost 8, 9,
3600.
9x. Yeah. That's huge, dude.
Yeah, today's a very light day for me. I'm waiting for this potential SPY short if we get a little bit higher up here. But other than that, I'm probably not going to be trading full size or too heavy today at all.
And don't forget, you got data here in about, what is that, 6 minutes, and then more data at 10.
Nice
Yeah,
job,
check that.
sir. Nice job.
Appreciate you. Forgot about data. I just canceled my order.
Oh, it's 6 minutes. And it's light data.
Yeah, but I'm in light trade mode after yesterday. Like I don't want to do nothing to have no reason to be emotional about anything. I just want to ride the rest of this week and the month out, capital preservation, and just enjoy.
Yeah, light volume days, you can get a lot of whippy action.
Especially with data right around the corner.
That too. But with few traders in today because of the long holiday weekend and they're out, you get whippy action.
I agree.
Yeah, runners are going to be tough today.
No runners for me. No runners for me. I'm only going to be
Definitely.
scalping futures today.
It's a
Warren
scalping.
Buffett's 94th birthday today.
Aw.
94. That's crazy.
That's old.
Like that man's got to be so proud of himself. Like as a child, threatening teachers to short their pension to get back at them and whatnot. Now he's the first $1 trillion company outside of tech. Like that's amazing.
That's insane.
What a journey. Good for that man.
And look at that. Look at the Class A stock price.
Yeah, right.
600 grand. Never done a stock split. Didn't need to.
Now, what is that stock cost now?
It's over
600K.
600,000.
600,000?
That's the Class A. Class B is
Oh.
a fraction of that,
Yeah, I think it's like 400 or so.
something like that.
Think that stock's gonna be worth $1 million one day.
It's pretty damn close.
$1 million stock, a share of stock.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, there got to be like the one of, if not the most expensive stock out there, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know of any other one that's bigger.
I think that's why he did it. He's like, nah, we're just gonna be the biggest. Hold it. No splits, just hold it.
Well, it's investors that are committing to it. That was his whole idea going in. And his whole strategy is buy and hold anyway. I mean, you're really buying a mutual fund when you buy Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah, I mean, to a point, you're right.
I mean, it's very diversified. It was like GE back in the day, back in the 90s. It was like
Okay.
owning a mutual fund because there were 26 diversified companies within one company.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, it started falling apart during the financial crisis, and the rest is kind of history. But yeah, you own Berkshire Hathaway. He buys and holds. He marries something, and then when he starts getting out, he'll start getting out like we've seen recently.
And back in the day, GE paid great dividends.
Oh yeah. I mean, my father-in-law worked for GE Capital. He was like, every time it hits 100, it splits, and it was like clockwork in the 90s. Hit 100, it split. Hit 100, it split. It was a great company.
Mm-hmm. Didn't they do a reverse stock split just to try and beef up their numbers?
Yeah, they
Huge
had
bet.
to. It wasn't so much beefing up the numbers. They did a reverse split, and a number of companies did, is because certain institutions cannot buy a stock if it's under the price of $5.
Correct.
So there's certain rules. So they were down there because of the financial crisis. I mean, they were, in essence, they kind of lost their diversification and became more of a financial company than a, washers and dryers. So
Well, plus they were selling off a good chunk of just different companies altogether. Because my father-in-law owned a ton of GE back in the day, and so every time they sold a chunk, we get this check for the percentage of that sale because it's no longer part of it.
right, yeah, same here. And I could not get my father-in-law to diversify and sell off some of the stock because he knew the company, worked there for 35 years. I was like, listen, not everything go. And I try to use the story of Enron. Enron, companies will go away for, right, wrong, or indifferent, that nothing lasts forever. And I'm like, great, it is a great company, but just sell off part of it and diversify in other areas. So, sometimes you can't get them to move, but it was a great company. But, their GE Capital arm was their business once you started really getting into the 90s and the early 2000s. And
Yeah.
they got punished in the financial crisis during 2008, 2007, 2008.
Yeah, they got demolished.
Oh,
Yeah, when you hear the terms,
Hey, guys, just be mindful. You got 30 seconds for some data. I know it broke and tapped monthly hedge. Just be mindful that you have data and the market could react. So stops in the system, finger on the trigger just in case. But you do have some data coming up in 15 seconds. That's why I'm not in this trade on the break and retest, just because we're too close to data.
I'm in a trade, but it's a simulated trade because of the data. I saw first touchy of the Zaz that I was waiting for. This is a sim trade I'm posting up, everybody. This is not live money. But I saw my edge and I wanted to take it. I did not take it in my real account because of data. But I definitely caught the top of that.
Discipline.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, it would have worked out. Would have been a great trade. Probably could have locked it up before data. It's about to fill first target, but gotta stay disciplined, unfortunately.
As long as you hold hedge, you got some room to 476.30 to 476.50 on the Qs, as long as you trade above 475. It's very strong support now. It's monthly and weekly. Edge pressure, you just got through some data. You're still holding that level through data. Looks pretty good. Next piece of data drops in 15 minutes. So in the next 15 minutes, I think you can get up to your next zone of resistance. That's about $1.30 to the upside. So enjoy those profits, ladies and gentlemen, if you're getting that break and hold above monthly and weekly hedge. Nice little tap, tap, tap confirmation. Yes, the tap, tap, tap confirmation was into data. I just lead by example. I don't take those trades because I don't want you guys to follow in. But again, if you're a little bit more experienced, you know what you're doing, putting stops in, you could absolutely be in that trade, right? Just from leading by example standpoint, I'm not going to take riskier trades and, set bad expectations with you guys. So I'm not in it, but if we see another setup, of course, I'll definitely be looking for a trade here. Next area of resistance on the Qs is, again, up here between 476.28 to 476.50. Right now, we do have monthly and weekly hedge pressure as support. That's at 475. If for any reason we fall back below monthly hedge and stay below it, then I do believe we come back down into that line in the sand. What's up, buddy?
Discipline's stupid.
Discipline's great.
I know. I'm managing a simulated trade as if it's live, and I'm just a little salty because I stuck to my rules. I don't trade through data, and had I taken that trade through data with the perfect entry, it really would have been print.
You know what? I agree with you. Sometimes discipline does suck, but in a good way.
Yeah, no, I'm happy.
Like I closed that Netflix trade out, and then literally 10 minutes later, the thing dumped.
No, exactly.
This is good discipline, but I'm like, I was a little salty myself, but hey, good discipline in the moment.
Yeah, no, this is definitely luck. You don't trade through earnings and expect for your move to play out by any means. So I'm a little salty that it is playing out, but had I actually taken it in my live account, it would have been, the 50% of the time where it goes the exact opposite way. So
discipline. Yay. Where are you going on vacation this weekend, Stir? You doing anything special?
No, I'm not going nowhere this weekend. I actually thought I might Uber this weekend because it's a holiday weekend.
Oh, just make some extra cash.
Last Labor Day last year, I worked for 3 hours and I made $300. But at the same time, I'm like, I really don't want to Uber.
You don't want to, and honestly, you don't have to.
No, exactly. I might hit up my buddy and see if he'll let me tag on the boat. I buy him some gas or a 6-pack.
There you go. Oh yeah, we're gonna take the boat out tomorrow for a little bit. Before we sell it, we're gonna use it.
Let me rent it out from Charleston here. I'll pay you guys.
Okay, yeah, just buy the boat and then rent it out.
I'm gonna need a payment arrangement.
A payment arrangement?
I can't afford a boat yet. I don't think I can.
We'll just assign the loan over in your name and you can just have it. It's all you, baby.
Just keep making payments.
That's it. Just we'll sign it over to you. You can make her. It's only like $550 a month for the boat.
If we weren't going into the off season, I would genuinely consider that because I know rent out of the port of Charleston
in that area, and if you're close, yeah. So the only issue with us is we're up in Odessa, and so if we would list the boat in like Tampa Bay, Clearwater, oh dude, it would be hot. But we have to list it close to us, and so it doesn't get as much traction as it should because of the location of the boat. And I'm like a 5-minute drive from the yacht. Like, what's the point of even renting it? Because it's more of a hassle than anything.
Yeah, no, I'm a 5-minute drive from the first yacht club, a 10-minute drive to the second yacht club. Yeah. There's 15 different ports that we can ship out of, like within a 15-minute drive down here. Like
the boat should be in Clearwater, but that's going to be a 2-hour drive just one way to get to the boat, the person on the boat. That's not going to happen. Not worth it. Yeah, it's like that's 4 hours and just driving. Yeah, that doesn't work. Unless we move closer to the area, then hey.
Any of the marinas up there facilitate the rentals?
There's like one way down in like St. Petersburg, but it's kind of like it's not a consignment thing, but it's basically like they'll take the boat and they'll maintain the boat, they'll store the boat, and they'll rent the boat, and you get a percentage of it, like a profit share. So there is a place, but they're completely full right now. But it's a good model. Like they have a lot of traffic. They're in a prime area. They don't have too many boats to where your boat gets taken out quite a bit. You get like 60% of the rental, and then all the maintenance and the storage is taken care of. And I'm like, well, that's a win. So we're still looking into that to keep the boat to pay for itself.
You might break even on it then with 100%. The payments and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
From the get-go when we bought it. Is like as long as we break even and we literally have no liability, like okay, that makes sense, and we can use a boat when we want, and it's free. Just logistics right now, it's not impossible, but it's so inconvenient to do it right now. just based
Yeah.
on the boat's location. So yeah, I've looked into a few places like that and see if we can get something, figured out. Because I don't want to sell the boat. I'm just, if we're not using it, but like, once a quarter, it's like, why even have the $1,500 a month liability when it's all said and done,
Yeah, this
high
is
and
my first year.
dry.
The boat's floated in the driveway all season.
Yeah, I mean, we got a high and dry, we got insurance, we got the payment. Yeah, it's like $1,500 a month for the liability. Alrighty, do I want to get short on the Qs? I don't know. Do I want to get long on the Qs? Not really. I want to wait until we get below that line in the sand here. Either that or get up into that zone of resistance so I can get short. But I'm just not interested in really pulling the trigger off monthly hedge here.
You're looking on NQ as well, right? Or you're just charting on the Qs?
I chart on the Qs, I chart on the SPY, and I'll trade NQ ES contracts.
The level I'm looking around is like it's on NQ, but it's 19,631.
How many points is that off from the current price of NQ?
19,584. So hold on, let me get that little handy dandy tape measure tool.
I don't have the
It's
tape
like
measure.
50 points up.
That's about $1 on QQQ. About 1 point on the Q is about 45 to 50 points on NQ. So that'll put you, $1 to the upside on the Qs, put you up my zone on QQQ. It's exactly
same
$1
place.
to the upside, which is going to be
All right.
roughly 45 to 50 points on NQ.
Okay.
I like it. Is that a Zaz?
That's before the Zaz. The Zaz.
I love
It is
that,
the
that
beginning.
term, man. The Zaz.
I like touchy
is.
Zaz.
I love it, dude.
The Zaz is 70 points away.
The Zaz. Zaz, if you guys don't know, means zone on top of zone. Zone on zone. The Zaz. So if you ever hear me say Zaz, I'm talking about a zone on top of a zone. I like
Trademark
that word. I
copyrighted.
like it.
The strategy is called touchy Zaz. We like the touchy Zaz. I don't know how it sounds, that's why I named it accordingly.
That's great.
So again, we're just treading lightly right now, guys, right? We have 9:45 data. We got through that. We have 10 o'clock data. We want to get through that. We already know that today could be a slower, choppier day just due to lack of volume, lack of market participants, starting the weekend early. It's a huge holiday. People start traveling. We're expecting a rough, challenging, choppy market. So with that being said, that's why we're just sitting back, right? We're treading lightly. We're being patient. We're waiting for the A+, one and done setup to present itself. Then we'll attack it. Then we'll make it happen, and we'll see what the outcome is. But, on a day like today, I'm really making sure that the trades we take are A+ at key daily zones, nothing in between, making sure that our setups are proper today, which, they always are. But again, being extra patient today, waiting for the best of the best. So I want to see what the Qs do up against this zone of resistance between 476.28 to 476.50. And we'll go from there.
Hey, Kevin, thanks for that info yesterday. I've been reviewing it this morning. I'm going to dig into it further this weekend.
On the COG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I read through that, and that doesn't quite, get into the, maybe it breaks it down. I didn't get out of it what I have learned about it thus far. So, but I was going to say, if you're listening now on SPY and you go to the 30, so pre-market, you got all that consolidation in between. If this 30-minute candle with 5 minutes left prints above the 8:30 a.m. candle wick high, so if this candle closes above the 8:30 a.m. candle high, that's going to be a positive COG.
I'm showing that being what the highest 561.93. That's on the SPY.
61.64. The high of the printing candle right now
Right.
No,
is 561.93, but you don't have to print above that. You have to print above 561.64. So if this 30-minute candle closes above 561.64, that would be considered a positive COG, because that red candle from 8:30, if you mark that high and that low, that's your your controlling candle right now for
Why is
COG.
that the candle to look at, Kevin? Why not the 8 o'clock? I'm asking why that one?
It's the orb.
It's
Because
the
it's-
orb.
Because it's the biggest spread.
It's the orb.
Yeah, so if you start from 4 a.m., right?
Mhm.
That's your orb. The next candle opened above, but it closed below. So that's an inside bar. The 5:30 a.m. candle looks like it printed a positive COG. And then we came back inside. Then the 6:30 a.m. candle printed a positive COG. So that's telling you, a long signal there. And then it just continued consolidating. So we're still waiting for that breakout. But if you go candle by candle, starting from that, first candle, you're reading each candle that prints outside your controlling candle becomes a positive or negative COG. And then you mark the top and the bottom wick of that next controlling candle.
Okay.
And then
I'm looking at it like the 8 o'clock printed outside of the 6:30. So then like the 8 o'clock becomes the control, but then the 8:30, that big red one, that one printed outside. So now that candle is your control and you're waiting for a print on either side, right?
Yes. So that 8:30 was a negative COG candle.
So now if this closes above that 561.62 or whatever, then the idea is that the market is flipping more positive, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. I think I kind of get it. I'll have to play with it more. Thanks.
Yeah, I will too.
Yeah, I mean it's not like go long. It's like if we're at a level that it's consolidating at, that's a level you wanted to trade around. It's more of a confirmation for said level.
Yeah, it's a way to confirm a shift in market
structure.
down. Right, exactly.
Right. And if you're on futures and you're on a 30-minute, you can essentially trade that candle by candle, but it gets a little hairy and you got to be extremely disciplined. And
I would consider it more of like, we don't take calls in supply, we don't take puts at demand, but it's like if everything is a positive COG, you shouldn't be looking for short setups. You should be looking for more long it's a confirmation of what bias you should be looking for more than not, I think.
Exactly. It's
influences.
Yeah.
It's point of control without looking at the bigger swing. It's more in the candle to candle method.
Right.
But it's just identifying the trend and the market and what the market's doing, buying or selling. Very simply put.
Data in less than 45 seconds, guys. And that's the last round of data at 10 o'clock. And then we'll see what we got coming on up. Qs are approaching that zone of resistance. If we see a proper short setting up off of it, we can definitely look for a short back down the monthly hedge of 475 on the Qs. But let's get through data in the next 30 seconds here. Nice, Tim. 2 for 2 on the SPY. Nice.
Easy, quick money.
Easy, quick money, man.
So, Kevin, that 30-minute candle is now a positive COG?
That's correct. It just so happens that it printed on data release too. So that's, that's is what it is, right? So you got to be wary of that.
Yeah, so the new candle opened after the release because it was simultaneous with the new candle and the data.
Right. So you would mark the wick of the candle that just printed, the wick high and the wick low.
Right.
And you would utilize that to read your trend for the next 30 minutes. or however long it prints inside, right? So if we keep printing inside that candle, we're consolidating, and we're not downtrending until we print below that wick low, the wick low. But on like ES, for instance, I'm in a daily supply zone that got beat up a little bit. So I'm not really looking for positive COGs here. I'm looking for negative COGs. And it doesn't have to be on the 30-minute. I like it on the 15-minute as well, but obviously higher time frames trump.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I won't necessarily go down to the 5-minute just yet. I don't have it dialed in like that. Or
So if
maybe
we get a
it's
little
just not a
tap, tap,
thing.
tap in that zone on the cues, I'm definitely going to look for a short and then put stops over high day. But I want to see the next 1 minute candle open. I like to see it come back up near those highs, get rejected. And I want to get an entry at like 476.55 and literally go like 10 cents of risk on the cues for a quick little tap, tap, tap inside that zone of resistance. And then literally just put some tight stops over high day. And this is a boom or bust trade off that zone. So if it drops, it drops. If not, you get to have like maybe 10 cents of risk at most on a quick little boom or bust here. But I want to get a 476.50, come back up towards that first candle. Nope, no reaction, no trade. Came right on up. Never came up to that high of 476.55. We didn't see it back down, so no trade here.
So just for reference, I still didn't get to the bottom of my zone on NQ, which is at 19,633.
So another 10 points or 20 cents, give or take, on the cues.
Yes, sir.
Something like that. We just got to see some kind of proper setup. So, I mean, we're breaking that zone. So what is like one of two things that can happen here on the cues? Let's go ahead and build some hypothetical plans and get one step ahead. So it's a pretty nice key zone of daily resistance. We validated it this morning. So one of two things are going to happen. We're either going to break it with force, pull back, hold it to support, and we take this long for a break and retest off a daily zone. And we just play it into our next zone of daily resistance. Or if we see it get rejected hard back below that zone, that would indicate that this was a false breakout. Then if we come back up and retest that zone again as resistance with a lower high, that would be a crystal clear short opportunity. So let's see what happens here on the cues. Actually, there's the third option. I said one of two things are going to happen, right? The third thing is it just does nothing and it doesn't provide us with a trade at all. But if we can see a nice break followed by a proper retest, I would like to play that long. If we see a rejection, we crack back below that level, come up and back test it with an intraday lower high, I would be interested in playing that short to the downside. Right now, it really depends on what we do off the zone between 476.28 to 476.50.
Sturdy listener.
Might get a little bounce off that little 1 minute hiccup candle there. If we come down to that little hiccup candle zone and bounce, put in a lower high off that daily zone, that would be the area where I would want to get short. If we see it kind of play out like this, that would be ideal. Come down to that hiccup candle zone, hold it, bounce, back into that daily zone of resistance, put in a lower high. We clearly see it starting to roll. That's where we look to get shorts. And we want to take it back down into edge, or it's just going to go ahead and kind of dump on off.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm in a trade. What's up? Let me adjust this. I got one.
Did you just get in that trade?
When you were talking about it being in supply and that whole cog positive or negative thing, I had my limit order set. entered me short there. I've got this one that I'm about to take. I've got one runner left. Let me adjust my stop so I'm gonna break even. I can focus. Okay, I have my stop set. I'm just gonna check this. This is ES chart, 2 minute. But now I can focus. Okay, what's up? This trade can play itself out now.
I was gonna ask about the candle gap on NQ, but we could go over
Handle
that some other
gap on
time.
it.
And
No,
it
no,
filled- and it-
I'm running risk free now. Let me pull up an NQ chart. I can look at things because that can play itself out on the side now. Okay.
so it was so small, and I'm on a 30-minute chart, but it's from the 9:30 candle to the 10 o'clock open, and it already started coming. It already came back. It was such a minor gap, but it already came back down just now.
NQ today's chart, 30 minutes, 9:30. You said
Yeah, the 9:30 close to the 10 a.m. open.
9:30 close to the 10 a.m. open. I don't see a gap between the 9:30 close and the 10 a.m.
Okay.
That's these last two working candles. I'm about to screenshot this and I'll post it in Zoom chat and trade floor for people looking.
Well, I gotta
NQ
close. I gotta close at 19,593, and then I have an open at 19,593.50. So it was a 50-cent gap.
close
It was a
at
half a point on NQ.
19,593 and open at 19,593. So yes, technically there was a 50-cent gap. If I were to dial in and zoom in really close, you could see that. I don't like those gaps between the gap that you're trying to identify and play off of to fill that imbalance. I like from the daily close yesterday to today's open. That imbalance I really like. In the middle intraday like that, that's not something I typically want to trade off of unless there's correlating structure and some type of impulse to the left of that.
Okay, and you're saying there's more orders left there because we've only wicked down to the previous day's close. We didn't go back into those order blocks that created that gap just yet.
On NQ?
Yeah, on the daily, the gap that you just identified.
Switch this over. Glitchy. From close to open yesterday, it looks like we filled that. It looks like we opened where we closed at, just looking at the daily chart. I wouldn't consider that an imbalance.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, because we opened right where we closed at. We opened at 19,445.75 and we closed at 19,445. A little bit of a gap, tiny imbalance. I really want to see a bigger imbalance, something that like shows buyers stepped in there with force.
I have the previous day close at 19,393.25.
19,445.5.
What, dude? There's some serious issues between our brokers.
So the only thing I would say is the I don't know how to say the word aggregation period that you have your chart set to. The total amount of data that's set to collect is probably different than mine, and it shouldn't affect things like that, but
dude.
it does.
You know what? 19,445.50. If I take off on TradingView, there's an SCT on the bottom right. If whatever that is use settlement as close on daily interval or use settlement as close on daily interval. If I click it off, it goes back to they line up. They line up better.
We'll do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna now. I'm gonna now.
We'll probably stop having discrepancies like that.
Yeah,
I've
just
been
a
clicking
collection
these
tool.
buttons. Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
It was just the data collection tool. That's all.
Yeah, well, I need Stir's data collection so that I can stop arguing
Switch to
with them about
bars.
where my chart is at. I have my bars on right now, so we could have this conversation. But
So I could stop arguing with them. Come on, we so much enjoy that. Come on, don't take that away from us.
oh, we'll find other things to argue about.
There's always stuff to argue about. Like the
Yes,
way Kevin's wearing his hat. It's just wrong. There you go.
Better? How about that?
That's what the cool kids did, right?
That I think this is it. Sometimes it might have been a little more like there we go.
I can't wear flat bills anymore, man.
This
I
is
tried-
not flat.
No, but that's my point. So I tried to wear a sports cap like probably a few weeks ago, and I'm walking down downtown Charleston. These kids come up, hey, you got to flatten the brim, man. Where's your stickers? Where's the? I'm like, bro, it's a baseball cap. Like it's 10 years old. There's not stickers on it. I'm wearing it as a hat. Like
I like when you peel off that sticker and it's still there.
sunspot 10 years later. What's that?
Stu, the other
Yeah.
day you asked me why I on some of the trend lines I don't grab the extremes, and I told you there was a lot of times I'll grab both of them. So I just put in my chart for Tesla on my 3 trades. I got stopped out on my on the third one, but that's kind of the norm how I draw my stuff.
Got you. So that lower one's the extreme, and you would stop out on that one.
Yeah, there was a third. It was a third one where it broke the wedge, came back to the wedge, and immediate bounce, but then complete retrace right back down to the trend line that was being honored.
Oh, it makes sense.
Mhm.
I was curious for a while, and you weren't here, man. You just disappeared for a bit, then popped up.
I want to have a keep a trade on watch on the Qs down at monthly hedge. So you got a couple different confluences. That would be a golden pocket retracement, number 1. Number 2, pulling back into weekly and monthly hedge pressure as support. So that's 2 reasons. And then it's near the 30-minute point of control. So what you see there, I think Stur said, what is that? Basically, that is a fixed volume profile range tool that I marked up the first 30 minutes. So basically the first 30 minutes volume to show me where the points of control is based on volume as far as price versus volume based on time. So I've been backtesting that the last couple of weeks, just kind of looking at all of my setups and trades. I use the fibs quite a bit. And what I've noticed is a lot of these point of controls do line up with those fib levels beautifully, and they're respected beautifully as well. So today's the
this is
first day
saying
to implement this.
that this volume in this area basically is going to be the respected point because of this volume.
Correct. So we can see that the highest amount of volume traded today based on price was at 475.13. So that is the point of control based on the first 30 minutes of volume. That's where the most amount of shares traded hands was at that price point of 475.13, which surprisingly lines up with the golden pocket on that fib retracement.
That's an interesting little tool.
So you can do VPVR, which is volume profile visible range. So it'll look at the entire range that's on your chart. I don't like that. I want to look at a specific range. So right now I'm looking at the first 30 minutes. Where's the point of control as far as volume? And then as we continue to move on throughout the day, I'll continue to readjust that and look at the entire day's volume and look at that point of control as just a confluence.
Wow, because that is the lower point of control right there.
And so
It's pretty
entries, I
cool,
want my
so-
entries at like 475.13. I'm going to go 30 cents of risk. And target would be back up at that daily zone of resistance. You're looking at about a 4-to-1 risk reward. You're on QQQ and you have 4 confluences, 4 reasons to look to take this trade. The last reason is you're still technically in an uptrend. So we're trading with the trend. So yeah, you got like 4 separate solid reasons to look to get long down around that monthly and weekly hedge of 475, golden pocket on that fib, and it's the point of control based on that volume profile.
PWAP is sitting right there too.
Ooh, give me 5 confluences. The more,
475.22.
hey, give me 10, 20 confluences. I'll take them
Steve
all.
wants to know the name of the tool again. I forgot it already. Volume, what?
So it's an indicator, and it's fixed range volume profile. It's actually in the indicator section. And so when you click that, it'll give you a little tool that you can click your points to draw up your volume profile based on 2 fixed points. versus it being a visible range or an automatic fixed range. This is an actual drawing tool to allow you to draw up the range and map out the volume based on that range. Stops underneath that 1 minute candle low. I do have my entry at 475.13. I'm going to go ahead and put my stop underneath that 1 minute candle low because that's the bounce point, and that's where now I know where I want to put my stops on this trade. I don't want my stops down here now. That was the low. We hit all of that support to the penny. We've reacted. We've bounced. If we fall underneath that low, we're most likely cracking all that support and moving lower. So I could put my stop right underneath that 1 minute candle low, and look at that. Now I have only 10 cents of risk on this boom or bust trade. And I'm still looking at my target being up into that zone. If it stops me out, it stops me out. That's fine. It's a boom or bust trade. You want to keep your stops at 30 cents? You can. You still got a great 4-to-1. But I see that low into all of that support. I see the reaction. I expect to now see it move on up a little bit here. A little bit of a boom or bust. Scalp. And this is not a market where I expect follow through. So when I start seeing at least 2-to-1 here, I want to take my trailing stop into profit at my 2-to-1 threshold. That's going to put you at about a 475.60. You're on QQQ. That's my 2-to-1 threshold. I want to trail my stops up to that level and at least secure the 2-to-1 on a day where I don't expect to see tons of follow through. I like the entry. Starting to see the pop. Went ahead and threw stops at break even here, guys, just so you know. I'm on NQ, by the way. So yeah, whenever I have a moment to go risk-free, I do, especially when I have a great trade like this. So my 2-to-1 is starting to get crossed. So my stop's going to have to go up to that threshold. Is it going to clip me? You're going to fucking clip me, aren't you? Don't do it. Ooh, dude, by a tick. Literally by a tick. Come on, baby. Get that Paparuski. Don't get me by the tick. Oh no. Here it is. All right, you got me out. Quick little $300. Nothing crazy. 1 NQ. Quick little scalp on up. I'm happy with it. But why did I go ahead and trail my stop to break even? And why did I trail my stop into target? Because today, with everything we've said, holiday weekend, it's going to be a slower day, maybe a choppier day. I just want to get into profit, get my stops into profit if I can. If it runs, it runs. But if not, at least secure those profits if we are going to see a non-follow-through type of market today. So I'm already out. Quick little in and out within 3 minutes. Quick little 335 buckarooskies. And that's on my linked as well. So that is, again, Combine account, right? I have my Combines linked. So that's, $670 between the two.
How do you link those, Josh? Is that through TopStep or is that through your broker?
Through TopStep. You can actually link all your accounts through TopStep X for free with no extra.
Oh, you're on Top X?
Yep, I use TopStep X.
Cool.
Yep, so I opened up a completely new account under the wife's name because they're giving me a hard time with my payout. So opened up an account with her information. I started 2 combines to link them just to see if I even wanted to, continue to run this linked. I like it so far. So I'm going to open up 3 more combines, link all 5 of those, and then obviously pass those, get those 5 express funded, and then link the 5 express funded until they say you can't link them anymore. And then really just going to start putting some more focus on futures through the end of the year because a lot of you guys want to learn futures as well.
Still got to figure out what they do after you link them and you get to a full funded. Like, do they combine them and give you the total buying power, or do they just give you the best one? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but we'll see.
I think they put all those profits together into the express funded, into the actual funded. So if you have 2,000 across all 5 of them, so you got $10,000. They'll open your fund fully funded with 10,000.
With 10 and no longer have those.
Is my understanding.
That would be ideal.
So again, you're just able to get there a little bit quicker on 5 linked accounts.
I think Kevin's right. That's how I've understood
5
it.
times bigger, yeah. What's up, Corey?
I did.
I think that's the way that I understood it. If you have 2 or 3 accounts and you got 2,000 or 3,000 in each one, if you get moved from express funded to the live, what they call a live account, then they just add them all together and you have one big account at that point.
Right. I did reach out to resolve that $2,000 drawdown issue, and their response was, if you had a Top Step X account, we could resolve the issue for you. But since it's a regular Top Step account, we can't look back at the data. That's what they told me.
Are you paying 50 a month or 100 a month, whichever tier you're signed up for all 5 express or combines?
Yes, it's the $49 for the 50K. I only do the 50K. So right now it's only the $100. I only have the 2, but it will be the 250. But I'll have them passed within the 30 days, to where then I'll just pay my 5 one-time activation fees, and then there's no monthly after that.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be 250 for the first 30 days. I'll pass them, and then it's going to be $700? $750 for the activations on all 5, and then I'm good to go. Probably by the end of next week is probably when I expect that to happen. So I'm really happy I got out of that trade. Quick entry, quick exit. Not really expecting follow through today. So that trade is done. The first trade of the day. Quick little scalp. It worked out pretty nice. I'm happy. A little base hit. And we'll rinse and repeat and see if we have another great trade around the corner, guys. If you see anything that's standing out to you, let me know. If you have any questions, now is a great time for us to jam on something. Get me involved. But yeah, if you guys were wondering about the, what was the name of it exactly? It's fixed range volume profile. So it's an actual, it's an indicator. So if you type that in, it's actually going to, when you click it, it's not going to populate it automatically. It's going to go ahead and say, click to set a point. And then what you're really looking to do is just find the range of time that you're looking to analyze. So we're going to go with, open at 9:30, and then we can drag this on over to, current price, click it, and that's going to show you, volume on today's entire range, basically. Show you where the point of control is. It's a nifty little tool. Again, I've been back testing it here, and it's it lines up really, really nice at times with golden pockets on fib retracements or extensions when we're like seeing uptrends or downtrends. So I really like it when we're in a trending market or a downtrending market, and it lines up beautifully a lot of the times with those golden pockets. So just another solid confluence that we can use. I'm going to start pulling that tool out of the tool belt a little bit more frequently now.
Great, good thing that Q trade was a quick scalp.
Oh yeah, that's today. I even think Matt said that this morning. He's like, yeah, today's not a follow through day. It's an in and out day.
I walked away after I closed it out. I'm like, all right, 2 minutes later, come back. I'm like, holy crap, what just happened?
So in and out quick as well? Yeah, man.
That's it.
Nice little scalp, dude. I like it.
Yeah, I actually sized up on the number of contracts because I just like the area, the golden pocket and everything right there. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna size up for that reason.
Yeah, and the stops were so tight too. It would have been an instantaneous stop out if it didn't work. So quick in and out, and it played out. We got a quick little 60, 70 cent pop out of that. So
yeah,
that's all we wanted, man.
That was it.
That's it. Quick little 2-to-1, almost a little 3-to-1 by the time we got clipped, but nice little scalp. Not really seeing a lot with the SPY. I mean, the SPY did come up into that zone, and it just could not get through it. So if you were paying attention to the SPY off that zone, there was a trade up there for sure.
I was in that trade, and I was simulating it because it was damn news, and I was being disciplined.
I mean, yeah, it was right at 10 o'clock when we were grinding the top end of that zone.
That entry could not have been more perfect. It was just like, it's news. Be disciplined, switch the account.
Yeah, but that's smart though.
No, it is. I'm proud of myself as salty as I am, but
listen, you can't be too salty after yesterday and you stuck to your discipline there. You stick to your discipline, you're gonna have the success. It works.
Yesterday, I gotta recreate yesterday. I hid my P&L for me all day long. Like after each trade, I normally check it, but this time I was just like, nope, just leave it behind the hidden windows, minimized, whatever, and it really paid off.
How did it feel while you were in the trade doing that?
It felt a lot better. I got to keep focused on what the trade was actually doing versus, have I hit my goal? Am I up a certain amount that I should take? Would I be happy if I get rid of this? I continuously manage the trade. I'm like, is the trade going in my favor? All right, cool. Bring stops down to previous swing point. Continue to let it play out. Just not really focused on the physical number that's printing on the futures. But not being able to see the total P&L is what really made the difference. Because, being up a few $100 and like taking a scalp or scaling out, I'm like, cool, I can do that. This isn't really affecting my mental. Or taking a quick loss for $100 to $200, I'm like, cool, it's not really affecting my mental. It's just, that was the trade. I got to let it play out, and it worked or didn't work.
I did that yesterday on a late trade on the SPY with puts, because the way everything is setting up, I thought the market towards the close was going to flush. So I entered a contract probably somewhere between 230 or so. And I was like, I'm just going to hold with small positions. So if I lost it, I lost it. I was just letting it see it play out. I let it play out. I got caught in that last 2 minutes of a pop in the late day. If that went down, flushed down the way I thought it was going to, that would have paid off. But I tried to do what you were doing, because too many times I'm getting out of things too quick because I'm looking at P&L.
Yep. And like, it sucks. I mean, I don't want to not watch my P&L. Like, I'm doing this to make money. But at the same time, I started realizing, had I actually allowed my trades to play out, 9 out of 10 of them would have given me double what I had, taken them at. Like, I cut myself off too early out of most of my trades. Like, all right, I really got to let this play out. Stop focusing on my P&L and trying to make a certain goal for the day. And the money came.
And today's not the day to do that. I don't think, that's for sure. It's just
quick. I'm not scalping as hard as I was yesterday, but I've taken 2 or 3 trades. I'm up $400 on those 2 or 3 trades, but I'm over daily goal from last night trading.
Right.
I already hit on NQ and gold futures last night. Made daily goal for today, and just kind of like really, I'm one contract at a time, very light size right now, except for that sim trade because it was simulated at news. Just trying to like take little base hit scalps if I see my edge, add a little $20, $30, $50 here or there. If it turns into a full-on runner, it turns into a full-on runner. But I'm not looking to really have my trades play out or capitalize on them today like I was yesterday by any means.
Right.
Yesterday I was trading not full size for my account, but a more consistent, greater size. Like I normally trade 2 or 3 contracts now versus just taking one like I am today. I'm limiting risk. That's the main focus of today, is just limit risk. If I see an opportunity, take it, but limit risk. And this week's strong because I've already made next week's goal. Just got to focus on limiting risk today.
I think as we enter September, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to make money. Not there isn't every day, but I just think because of the time of the year we're coming into and the various things that are happening during the month of September.
I'm so happy things are moving a few dollars at a time instead of just like sideways chop for most of the day with one random spike. Like, this is great. I love volatility. I love range. I love when things actually move, not sideways.
Where you make money. I mean,
oh yeah.
Space it. Sitting there watching paint dry. I mean, heck, we had back in like February. There was a time period. I had 4 days straight where I had no trades. That's how painful it was.
Yeah.
And not because I couldn't take trades. It was just nothing setting up and the market wasn't moving. And I was okay with that.
That's the hardest part to learn. Not taking trades and just sitting and watching and be like, nah, it's fine. An opportunity will come.
Josh is back. Don't talk. Oh no.
It's the mustache.
Oh, do I still have it on?
Yes.
I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah.
It's a me, Mario.
Mario.
It's a me, Luigi.
You can save that to be your main thing too, so you don't ever have to put it on and off.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
okay, let's do that. I like this, man.
Because that's what the glasses do for me. I have it saved to be my default. It's
Ah.
anonymity. You can't tell who
Ah.
I am with these on.
I wish I can put my. Can you do your own custom like overlay? Probably not. I want a big Luigi hat with the mustache.
They're touching to the trend line.
And back testing hedgies. You want to get short here? Now's the time to short that. Now's the time to short it if you want to get it. Stops would be 20 cents. Boomer bust. Take it back down to 474 here. I mean, it's a crack and retest of monthly and weekly hedge, and you got 0.3 of that downtrend.
There we
About
go.
it.
NQ simulated trade because Josh said go short. I'm short.
I did not.
That's gonna work.
Demo, I'm doing phenomenal today, man. I'm always doing good. 2 feet on the ground. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm doing what I love doing. Oh, yeah. We are good.
Get my actual picture back.
Maybe, just maybe, we have something on the SPY, guys. Coming back into this downtrend, and it's the bottom end of that daily zone of resistance at 561.65. Those two things line up to the penny. What we could also do is we can look at some like short-term swing highs, the swing lows, and just see if we have any confluence based on our fibs. I'm going to go high to low, back up to high. That puts you up against the 38.2. So, I mean, you're in the golden pocket right now. If it does push up a little bit higher to that 561.63 level on the SPY, that'll be a 38.2 retracement. So that's another reason. So you got like 2, pushing 3 separate reasons. Do we have anything on a 5 minute? Yeah, the 5 minutes. Nothing on a 5. About that. And again, you have another potential. This could be to the short side. It's just kind of limited to the downsides. I mean, what you're doing right now on the Qs is we're starting to come back up into this golden pocket. So I took a fib extension from, swing high to swing low, and we know that the golden pocket is between the 50 and the 38.2. Then what I went ahead and did is I went from 930 into this low right here at like 1030, 1026 with that volume profile tool to see, hey, where's the point of control over that time frame? And the point of control lines up with the golden pocket as well. So that's another confluence. But if you wanted to, you can take that volume profile from 930 and actually take it right to current price. But what I like to do is I like to find swing lows to swing highs, and then swing highs to swing lows, and I like to mark up those individuals and kind of see if there's any confluence there. So I would do that. I would probably go with this from 930, do that swing high, do it again from that swing high, on that swing low. Just get an idea if there's any kind of like anything that's overlapping. But we'll see. I wish there was more on the cues, not just a golden pocket, not just that volume profile. There's only like 2 reasons. And 2 is just not enough. When I'm still treading lightly with the volume profile. I need at least 1 more to take that, but I mean, it's right there. Just wish we had another confluence to feel confident to pull the trigger. It's nice to see it play out. I wish I had more of a confluence, because again, I'm still kind of treading lightly with the volume profile. I'm not going to use that as a firm, solid, second confluence. I'm just going to see if I can add it to make it like 3, 4, and number 5, but still find at least 2 solid, reasons to take a trade without necessarily utilizing that volume profile. But it did. It went right up to the golden pocket, right into that point of control, and it started to see a little bit of a pullback, starting to drop on off a little bit here. But I just want to kind of see how the cues play on out. Right now, you got some support, maybe back down at 475. It's weekly, monthly hedge. And then resistance is still up at that daily zone. Corey, it's looking like the 50 EMA on the 5-minute has been strong support. What are you looking at? You looking at the SPY, or are you looking at the Qs? QQQ. All right, so I can go look at the 5-minute. I can throw a 50 EMA up. I just don't use SMAs and EMAs intraday. But I can change this real quick to a 50. I'll save that in. Go ahead and turn it on. And yeah, it's pulling back to your 50 EMA, and it's definitely grinding it and respecting it as an area of support, 100%. But never take a trade just because of one reason. I never just look to enter a trade for one reason. Always have at least minimum 2 reasons. And one of those 2 reasons, in my opinion, should always be it's sitting at a key zone, a key level. Then, okay, do we have a 50 SMA, 50 EMA? Do we have any fib retracements, extensions, trend lines? But I think number 1, it should always be, hey, is the stock sitting at one of your key levels, your key zones, right? And then do we have other confluences at those key zones? Those are going to be the best of the best trades. But 100%, it's grinding that 50 EMA. And that's just one reason to take a trade. If you have 2, 3 reasons at the same point, you're starting to find some pretty high probability setups. I'm going to go ahead and take that back over to a 20 EMA because I use a 20 EMA on the daily. And we're good. We're literally just trading from zone to zone. Here on the cues, lower zone of key support, line in the sand, up to Catherine's zone of resistance. Absolutely nailed it. Back down to the line in the sand, back up to key resistance. You know, if we continue to just sit sideways and we're range bound, I mean, what can we do? We can just trade the range, all right? Go short off resistance, down to support, rinse and repeat that until we break resistance or until we crack support. As long as we're inside these 2 key levels, you literally can just go from zone to zone, zone to zone, until the zone fails to be respected. All right, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, I don't want to wait until 11 o'clock. Actually, I'm going to wait until 11 o'clock. We might have more people show up right at 11 for that very reason, because I did say 11. So I'll wait till 11. I was like, you know what? Let's do it now because we can wrap up the session at 11. But I'll wait. We got about 18 more minutes. Since we are at weekly and monthly hedge pressure, shouldn't that be expected by design? Shouldn't what be expected by design? I don't know if I quite understand, my man. But as far as like sitting sideways, yeah, with both of those stacked, yeah, you're going to find it coming back to the mean, coming back to those hedges. You typically see that when they're kind of stacked or really close. You typically see it trade into those levels quite a bit throughout the day when they're stacked on top of each other. Your integrity is impeccable. Thanks, man. PC, appreciate you, bro. I'd have to say that's the one thing I do have. I actually had someone the other day say, so Josh, when are you going to start doing the whole lifestyle Lambo BS? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, you want to grow your coaching business and you want to bring on other coaches and build the team. We're going to probably have to end up, doing a lot of that lifestyle Lambo shit. I'm like, never. They're like, well, what if that's what you need to do to grow your business? I'm like, I'm never going to grow it. They're like, what? I'm like, I will never, ever stoop down to that level and sacrifice my integrity for gain. So yeah, it's just like not going to happen. Absolutely not. Well, appreciate you guys. Means a lot. Patrick, okay, gotcha. What's up, dude? That's why you guys are here. That's why you guys are hanging out. I love it. And again, if you want to be included in today's giveaway, there's a few things you have to do. Right? You have to subscribe to the channel. Number one, hit that little notification bell. You need to like this stream, and you need to comment on the stream, not in the live chat, but an actual physical comment. Do those 3 things, you're good, and then we'll come with the giveaway at 11 o'clock. He said, boop, beep, bop, boop.
Okay, no more trading for me.
Is that live?
Yeah, that's live.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a big day, aren't you?
I having a great day. I'm probably at about 40% of what I was yesterday.
Jeez.
So I'm closing down futures as we speak. Just sitting back here
Good stuff, man.
watching.
Honestly, I don't know how you comment on the stream, not the chat. I don't know. You don't have to. If you can't comment, then no. I don't think you can comment.
What?
Well, I told him to comment on the stream. So this is the stream. But I was like, is there a way to comment? No, you can't comment on the actual stream while it's live.
Yeah, there is.
You can chat.
Then you hit the 3 dots right there on the side of. Oh no.
Mine says report.
Yeah.
Report them. I'll report myself.
I don't think you can comment on your own, but we can comment on.
Yeah.
So if you hit the 3, so this is not my own. So wait, hold on. No, this is my my other account. Yeah, so this is not my own technically. So I'm looking at this as a viewer. But anyway, do everything else. And then if you want, share it too. Like, it doesn't hurt to share it. It helps out. If you guys like these streams, if you think there's anybody else in the world that you could share this with, that they would find value in the rundown shows you put together, share it, guys. It means a lot. Market is very whipsawly today, that's for sure. Maybe a quick little crack and retest off monthly hedge and weekly hedge. Again, today's a great day for quick little scalps, guys. Quick little scalps. So let's see how this candle closes out. Go from there.
No, it's not letting. Oh well, on the side, there is an area that says Top Chat.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's the chat. Yeah, disregard the comment thing, guys. Disregard that. But other than that, make sure you subscribe, little notification bell, and then share it. Like it. You can like it. That's the thing. Yeah, you can like it. So you got to like it. And I can look at who likes it. Make a printable campus flyer. Do it.
All right, I got a jet. Have a good holiday weekend, everybody.
You too, brother. Good work today, man.
Thank you, thank you. I
Absolutely.
took it on my own. I found my own play.
I
and
love
I
it,
revenge
dude.
traded the shit out of it.
I was going to say, you know what you're doing, man. You know how to find really good setups and capitalize on them. Just trust that. You
Well,
know
I
exactly
what
what
I'm
you're doing.
but
Yeah, man.
Blind Squirrel found a nut, so it was a good day.
Oh, yeah, man. I love it, dude. Good job. Have an awesome weekend, and we'll see you back here Tuesday.
You got it. See you guys.
See you, man. You subscribed over a year ago, the bell's on, and I share your content with anyone. I appreciate you, Patrick. You're good to go then, buddy.
Corey, you doing your coaching call today?
What's up?
Just curious if Corey's doing the coaching call.
I think his post yesterday said, yep. Unless something comes up, we should be good to go for 2 p.m. today.
I can't see the post, so unless somebody tells me, I'll just sit in the lobby waiting for like 20 minutes. I'm like, I guess it's not
I
today.
guess it's not. No, he said yesterday that we should be good for 2 today.
Yeah, 2 o'clock should be good.
Appreciate y'all.
Cole still tradeless. Almost took one, but was not that confident in anything so far and wasn't quick enough on the entry, so skipped out. Hopefully I see an A+ setup for the strategy today. If not, that's okay. I love your attitude, man. Absolutely, absolutely love your attitude. That's awesome. Good discipline, building good habits. Almost took it. You weren't confident. You decided to pass. Learn from that, man. Those are really good habits you're building right now. And today's pretty whipsaw-y too, man. Today's a quick in, quick out kind of day. Don't really expect that follow-through.
Making lower highs.
And we're just all over the place. Lower highs and slightly higher lows, technically. Low, higher low, higher low. So if you really look at it, we are kind of in a big old wedge.
Where's that poop emoji?
I got it for you guys with a 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
That's today, baby. That's today. 100%, dude. And yeah, somebody's like, it's paper, whatever. It doesn't matter. You treat that paper account like it's a live account, and you build good habits in it. You build discipline. You establish consistency, and you're profitable. It's going to be so much easier to translate that over to your first live account because you won't have to change a thing. You'll do exactly what you did in that paper account and a live account, and guess what? You'll see the results you want to see. So good mindset, phenomenal attitude. Treat it like it is real, man. Absolutely. So when you make that switch over to live, you don't feel it.
Like I always say when I coach sports, you play the way you practice.
Yes.
Those habits will show up when it's real game time and you're ready to play and you can make the right decisions at the right time and have the proper mindset.
Yeah, you're not going to go out there and practice and practice at 50% because all that practice is how you're going to play. It's going to translate into the game. So you're going to go out there and practice harder than what you would really want to do in the game, you know? Same thing with trading. You know, practice makes perfect. Practice harder than you would, you know, in that live account. We are still just dumping. We are all over the place today.
I was hoping it would get back into that trend line.
Me too. I was waiting for it, man. I was waiting patiently, but nope.
No bueno.
No bueno, man. I'm just sitting here like, you know, if I can get one more trade, great. If not, I'm pretty happy with today. That nice little base hit trade we took. And plus it was replicated, so I mean.
Do you think that if it goes at 474.23 and stayed at support, would you play it long?
You say that again?
If it goes down to 47 in Qs, I'm sorry, in Qs.
No, you're good.
I have it at it went away. 474.23. It hasn't gone farther than that. Would you play it long from there?
You want my honest answer? You want my honest answer?
It's a no.
I mean, it's bias, but I would say no. My honest answer for me is no, because I see that we're in a bit of a wedge. Like we're building lower highs, slightly higher lows. I mean, you see that, you know, technically it is no wedging. I personally don't like trading a wedge. So my answer is bias because I hate wedges, but that doesn't mean you can't take the trade. So let's really just break it down without Josh's bias involved. So you see some support down at, you said like 424, what, like 20?
Yeah, 2023 around there.
Okay. So yeah, you come down, that's that line in the sand, you hold it, you push. Come back down to it, you tap it, you push. You come back down to it, can you tap it again and push? I mean, yeah, that was one of the game plans, is like literally just trade inside of this big range. So get long off support, take it up to resistance, get short off resistance, play it into support. But now we actually see we're more inside of a bit of a wedge. So would I still look to maybe play this? I mean, I wouldn't, but could you? Yes, right? It's off that daily level of support, and you do have this slight uptrend that if we continue to form inside this wedge, that trend line's probably going to hold and push back up to the downtrend, or at least monthly hedge and weekly hedge. So can you take that trade literally like right at 474, like 20, and put a stop under 474, nice and tight just in case? Yeah, and you're looking for this area to hold literally on this single candle touch and then start to react positively to the upside. You can get about 80 cents out of this. So you can risk maybe 25, 30 cents, still be sitting on a pretty nice, 2-to-1, 3-to-1 setup. So the answer to the question is, would you take the trade? You could. Would Josh want to take it? No. Why?
No.
Josh doesn't like trading inside of a wedge, but that doesn't mean that you can't take that trade off the bottom part of this wedge, as well as that daily zone of support. You just have to understand that if it cracks that level, it can dump hard. You need to have stops ready to go just in case, because this market is pretty whipsawly, right? It's really all over the place, just all over the place.
It is.
Get in, tight stops. If it works, scalp it.
I was waiting that it hit the zone that I shared earlier, but it never got there, so I didn't took it.
If you're going to take this trade, you got to take it right this second. Like, you have to pull the trigger right now, and your stop needs to be at 474.07. So you're going to have about 20 cents of risk. It's a boom or bust. And yeah, there you go. It's an immediate flush. Because I don't want to talk you guys out of trades. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk you out of something because I don't like it. I want you guys to identify your edge in the market, and I want you guys to experience different types of setups. But what does Josh always say? Once you're in a live account, you're in a live account for a reason. What's the reason? Because you already have established consistency with the setups, and strategies, right? Based on the time in the paper account, you know exactly what you should be doing to see results. Keep doing that in the live account. If you want to take any kind of strategy that's outside of that initial system we put together, you should do it in a paper account to gain the experience. So if you're like, hey, Josh, this is a wedge trade, right? It's not really the type of trade I should be taking in the live account. This is somewhat new. Can you take the trade? Yes, in a paper account.
So a wedge trade is when the trend line, it's like so tight.
What do you mean?
Like right there where you had it, your trend line.
Yep.
That is like not deep enough. Like it's like more sideways.
You mean like the trend line's not,
yes,
nice little 45-degree angle?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I personally only trade off the trend lines that have a nice like 45-degree kind of slope. Like this has a pretty nice slope to the downside. It's not too steep. It's not too flat. It has a pretty nice slope to it. This one here was kind of on the more flat side. You know what I mean? I'd want to see more of an upward slope to it. Maybe something like this.
So that's what you call when it's a wedge? Correct?
Yeah, so when you have the stock building higher lows and lower highs, you can do what? You can throw a trend line up against those lower highs and higher lows. And at some point, those two trend lines are going to cross one another, right?
Oh, okay.
So when you see that you have lower highs, higher lows, and you run those trend lines, and at some point they intersect, as long as you're inside of those trend lines, you're technically inside of what we call a wedge. But now we've already cracked the wedge to the downside. Like we've already dropped pretty hard through the uptrend. So now we completely remove those trend lines. We don't need them. Now we're just going to look at that daily zone that we talked about this morning, our line in the sand. So what did we just see the Qs do? The Qs came down to the line in the sand, we bounced. Came down again to the line in the sand, we bounced. Came down for the third time. We know the first time is always the best time to take a trade off a level. The second time, probabilities go down a little bit, back it with a confluence. You can take it on the second time. The third time, it really is 50-50. In my opinion, is that level going to hold or not? Right? The probabilities just keep going down, down, down the more times we hit it. So that was the third time we were coming into that level. And I already know that's not the highest probability entry on the third touch, unless I have 2 or 3 potentially other confluences on the trade.
Yes.
So what kind of setup would we be looking for right now?
Well, I'm playing zone to zone, so I'm just waiting. Since it's in downtrend, I'm waiting that it hit 472.02, hold that support, and then play it long. Or my second,
What about a crack and retest opportunity? So we just cracked, and I agree with you. If you're going to trade it from zone to zone and we just keep falling down into your next zone of support, you can look to play it long off that zone of support, expecting it to hold and bounce. We just cracked a very key level, that line in the sand. What typically happens when we crack a key level before we move lower? We typically back test it as resistance. That's a crack and retest. So could we be looking to take this short for a crack and retest down into your next zone? Absolutely.
yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. My second opportunity will be if it goes back to resistance at 473.79, and then play it short.
Yep, and let's look at confluences. So I'm going to take a fib extension from this swing high down into this low. And look at that, a 50% retracement puts you into that key significant daily zone of now resistance. Now you have two reasons to take this short. We cracked a key zone. We're looking to see if we can retest it. 1. 2, it's a 50% retracement to the penny back to that key zone. Let price action be your third confluence to validate the entry. Let it come up and tap it, really show that there are more sellers than buyers based on how price is reacting at that level. That can be your third confluence to validate an entry on this trade to the short side. So me personally, I would love an entry as close to 474 as possible to the short side.
Yeah. 2 strategies. That's the word I was looking earlier. Why 2? I was like, oh, 2 options is not the right word. It was strategies.
No, you're good. Yeah, I love a nice crack and retest. And I love when we see that a zone is being respected before it cracks. It really helps me validate that now it's going to be respected as resistance for the next leg down. So, I mean, we hit it here several times. We bounce, hit it here, we bounce. Now we crack it. Now we're going to retest these intraday lows. And those intraday lows just so happen to be forming off of a key significant daily zone of resistance. That's a high probability entry to get short for the crack and retest. Where's your VWAP at, Catherine? Do you have VWAP nearby? The more confluences we have, the better. That's why I went to a 5 minutes. Like, do we have any 5-minute fair value gaps? I don't see anything. I don't use the VWAP, so I don't know if that's anywhere nearby. But we have that daily zone, and we have that 50% fib extension. Let's do this. Let's see if we get this trade, and then we'll dive into the giveaway. All right, but I do not want to miss this trade. This could be another A+ solid trade to add some profits to the bottom line here. So again, ideal entry is going to be as close to 474.07 as possible. I would target low a day. And then stops on this kind of trade, it's a boom or bust. I don't want to see it break that level. So I could run even like 40 cents of risk, right? Just to make sure in this kind of market that I don't get prematurely clipped. And look at that. That's a 4-to-1 risk reward, and that's giving it plenty of risk. That's going to put it back above all of that resistance. And if it pushes through all that resistance, why would I still want to be in a short trade? Right? I don't want to get out and see if it's going to hold it as support and maybe flip long. So that's my plan. So I want to see it come up to 474.07 because that's going to put you in that zone. That's going to put you at the 50% extension. So that gives you the 2 confluences. You guys are on fire today. You guys are nice and profitable. Good job, everybody. Been a really good week. I want to find another reason to take it, though. I like to have as many as possible. We got 2 right now. Price action will be number 3. Do we have anything else? Where's your guys' VWAP at, for those of you that use a VWAP?
On cues?
Yes, on cues. Do we have VWAP anywhere near 474?
475.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's not going to be anything for us.
Mm-mm.
I don't see anything else on the cues. Well, as we're waiting for the trade, go ahead and type up a fresh message in YouTube, on YouTube. I want to see who's here. Oh, he was ready to go. Look at that.
It's
Yeah, man.
giveaway time.
So just say, I'm here and I'm ready. That's all. Just say, I'm here and I'm ready. And I want to see who is here and ready for the giveaway. And I want to count how many people we have. It'll probably be like 12. Because I told everybody next month. So I guess we'll do it at the end of September as well. Because Josh is an idiot. When is September 30th? It's a Monday. So yeah, we'll do it on September 30th, a Monday. We'll do another giveaway. Might as well, right?
Yeah, but you know now who's committed.
I know who's committed. All right, let's
Who's
see who
going
we
to
got.
be here?
Got Demo Derby, Stock Trading Army, Randy, Cheng, Corey, Demo,
That's
PC.
not trading army guy is H. Don't let him fool you.
got H is ready.
H is that stock trading army guy, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, let's do it. I'm excited. All right, so I always like to do something fun. I don't just want to pick somebody. I want to ask you guys a question or give you a riddle. Something fun, something exciting. So you need to pay close attention to what I say because I'm going to say it just one time. So before we dive into this, make sure your stream is set to live, right? So before I do this, just go ahead and hover over the stream and make sure that the live is in red. So it's real time for everybody, so there's no delay. I'm going to say it one time, and whoever answers correctly and first will win the giveaway. All right, it's going to be 12 months of access to what used to be the Alpha University membership that we discontinued like 18 months ago, and then it was known as Pro. It's basically that membership that you guys are going to get access to for the year. So you'll be able to tap into the chat rooms, tap into the communities, come in and watch the streams, the rundown, get into the quick hit playlist where we have like over 100 different lessons to help you guys educate yourselves. A lot of good stuff. For 12 months, come in, have some fun, learn, and really start to transform your trading and become the trader that you want to be. Got 12 months to make it happen. We'll help you. So I'm really looking forward to it. So we're going to do it. I gave you guys the details. I set the expectations. You need to be in live and you need to be ready to rock and roll. So here is the riddle. You guys ready? Okay. I'm driving a bus, and at the first stop, I'm going to pick up 3 people. At the second stop, I'm going to pick up 6 people and let off 2. 10 people started on the bus originally. What was the name of the bus driver?
I know.
2. That's funny. All right. So again, it was, I'm driving a bus, and at the first stop, I picked up 3 people. At the second stop, I picked up 6, and then I let off 2. 10 people were already on the bus originally. What's the name of the bus driver? Well, who's driving the bus? I said I was driving the bus. So his name is Josh. Who got it? Stupid, but funny. So Patrick was the first person that said Josh. All right. So Patrick, here's what I want you to do, brother. I want you to send me an email. All right, then I'm just going to go ahead and send you a link with some credentials, and then you'll be good. You don't have to like go through and do a complete sign up. You're not going to put in like credit card information or anything like that. It'll be a blank slate. Sign up, come in, 12 months. You don't have to worry about anything like renewing in 12 months. It'll just expire at the end of the 12 months. But I'm pretty sure you're already a basic member, if I'm not mistaken. So that's easy. I'm just going to go ahead and switch your access over to a 12-month pro, and you will be all set. Because I do believe you are currently on the basic membership, correct? I did. I said, I'm driving a bus. I'm driving a bus, right? And I picked up 6 people. I'm driving the bus. What's the name of the bus driver? It's Josh, because I'm driving the bus.
Yeah, the way I texted you, I said, you're driving a bus. I figured you were going to respond and tell the real you were driving a bus as well, which slightly changes the answer a little bit. So.
All right, so let's go find you, Patrick. Patrick. Last name start with a C? Yes, it does. All right, cool. So what I want you to do, Patrick, is I want you to go to Market Chatter. Make sure you're signed out. Actually, I'm going to sign you out, all right? Because I'm going to go ahead and switch your membership. I'm going to go ahead and sign you out. So go back and sign in. And what you're going to notice is you have a lot of things unlocked now, all right? So you, my friend, are good to go. And that will be set to expire on August 30th, 2025. And you, my friend, are good to go. So if you're logged in, sign out, or just do a refresh. Try that, but you should be good, brother. Look forward to working with you a little bit more. Now you can tap into the sessions, tap into the community during the day, get access to a lot of the trainings we have, and we'll help you out, man. Looking forward to it. Congrats, dude. But that doesn't mean that you guys still can't come on in, because I did bring back that pro membership for the holidays, right? A lot of people have been asking me, Josh, when are you going to bring back formerly known Alpha University, the pro membership, right? I want it. That's where I want to start. And so after a few months of considering that, I decided to go ahead and reopen that back up for only like 20 people just to see how it goes, right? So the link is in the description here on the live stream. So you can click it. There's a code, so make sure you copy that coupon code, because if you do, for the next 20 people, you'll also get 50% off too. But the link's down below the video. Click that. The description's there. Read about it. If you want to join, you can. Just copy that code, put the code in. You guys are all set. But other than that, guys, it is 11:13 on this beautiful Friday. Patrick, again, congratulations, brother. Looking forward to working with you over the next 12 months, man.
Hey Josh,
What's up, buddy?
could you Slack me the email that I need to add you as a mentor for TradeZilla?
Yeah, so you're not going to do it that way. You are going to click the link that I give you and assign the access, because that's the only way that it actually works within their system.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and log in real quick. I will grab that link, click it, just basically accept it, and then you're good.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
Absolutely, brother. So let's go ahead and invite a student, copy link, Slack it to Mr. Cole. Boop. There you go, buddy. It's in there. Give me one sec, sir. I'll just confirm something real quick.
My phone is blowing up from this.
Hold on. So HUGO, is he on basic? Not even on a basic.
I think it's funny that Hector got his name wrong. I hope he's still listening. I hope you heard that, my friend.
One of us. One of us. Yes, you are one of us. Yes, congrats. It's awesome, dude. You gotta learn a lot over the next 12 months. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Patrick, you're in here, but it looks like you're still under the old because it hasn't updated. Actually, let me do this. Let me go back in, refresh. Let's make sure you got a badge on your name. If you got a badge on your name, you're good. Patrick got a badge? Oh, he's got a look like it's a gold badge. You're good, brother. Good, man. All right, if nobody has anything, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping it up. Get prepared for some sessions here this afternoon. End this week and this month strong with you guys. So, if you have any questions, let me know. We'll keep jamming. If not, we'll wrap this bad boy up.
It's a good week, guys.
It was, man. I saw your post the other day in Slack, man, and I'm sure that's got to feel really good. Be able to come in, identify some zones, come back at the end of the day and be like, wow, my zones are respected to the freaking penny. Time and time again. Now you have some confidence, start taking some trades off those zones. It's awesome, bro.
Oh, yeah. Well, right now, I'm changing a sheetrock. I guess I don't go upstairs much since I don't have any reason to go upstairs, and we have another empty room up there, and I went just recently and found mold in the wall, so gotta knock sheetrock out. Who knows how long it's been sitting there since the storm, probably.
Yeah, that sucks, man. So you got a busy weekend ahead, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Gonna learn something new.
Well, best of luck with that, man. Make sure you wear some kind of a mask so you don't inhale all that mold.
Oh, yeah. I'm already getting that right now and putting gloves in there. But y'all have a great weekend and a great holiday. Be safe out there. No drinking and driving.
Yes, no drinking, no driving. Uber's cheap. Yeah, the rates will go up a little bit thanks to Stir, but yeah, I mean, hey. Don't risk your life. Spend the $50. Get a freaking Uber if you're going to be drinking.
Good. Be well and stay safe with that mold, man. Wear a mask.
Yes, sir. Have a blessed weekend, man. All right. Well, I think it's going to wrap it up, guys. So good job today. Amazing freaking work. We had, that one trade. Was it on the queues? Yeah, it was on the queues. Nice little short. Played out well. Capitalized on it. And yeah, guys, it was a pretty good day overall. So really good job this month for a pretty hit or miss month. A lot of this month was, just inconsistent. A lot of the days, market was kind of choppy, a little bit more challenging in my opinion. And so, hey, we got through this month. We know that things should hopefully do a little bit better coming in September. Normally, historically, September is a underperforming month. Things may slow down, but we're expecting to see maybe some downside. We can capitalize on that and have a really good month of September. But October was awesome. You guys crushed it. A lot of you guys hit some huge milestones, which is impressive. Just seeing your guys' results is just awesome. It's phenomenal what you guys have been able to do. So just keep up the amazing work and really carry all of this momentum into next month. And we'll be back here next week on Tuesday. We know the market's closed Monday. So I would really take some time this weekend to really reflect upon your month of August, right? What are some key takeaways, some key things that you can take with you into September to have a better month, right? Really look at the top 3 positives, things that you excelled with, things that you want to stay focused on, because those are the things that are driving positive results. But then look at maybe some struggles that you faced as well and say, hey, what were some struggles and what are solutions to overcome those things? To, again, I can focus hard on those things for the month of September and overcome some challenge and struggle and really just push through and see even more results and better results for the month of September. So take some time, get intentional, reflect upon the month, and then project what you want to accomplish here for the month of September. We will be back here bright and early Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. and we'll be all set to rock and roll for a brand new month. Take care, guys. Have a blessed and safe holiday weekend. Don't do anything stupid. I want to see everybody back here Tuesday morning. If you guys need anything in the meantime, don't hesitate to hit me up. You know where to find me. But again, enjoy the rest of your day. Trade smart, trade safe. Keep crushing it. And I'll see you back here Tuesday, guys.
Have a blessed weekend.
You
Later,
too,
later.
Tom. Appreciate you
Yeah.
guys. Anybody on YouTube have any final questions before I go ahead and start wrapping it up? Any other questions from you on the tube? More than happy to answer those. Hopefully you guys had a good day as well. Your wife says thank you. Absolutely, man. You've been saving and saving to get into market mastery? Hey, man. Maybe we can now help accelerate that savings process. Come in, right? Start to learn, really start to see some nice improvements, start locking in some nice base hits. And then, hey, you know, we can definitely ascend you into market mastery, get on some one-on-one calls, get you in the group Zooms, and really start hitting it hard, man. Really start hitting it hard, really accelerate that process for you. So when that time comes, we'll get you into market mastery, brother. Absolutely. What do you do next? You start to navigate the platform and get familiar with it. Click all the buttons, get inside of all the playlists. You have access to the options course. I threw the options course in there as well. It's amazing. You get access to like 100 different lessons in the lessons library. So tons of little quick hit lessons. You get access to the stream all day now, so you can listen into the stream. You have access to the community, the chat room. And yeah, man, we're going to be here to support you and help you and guide you and help you establish consistency, right? And then from there, when you're ready, come in market mastery. We'll really ramp things up and really start to help you hit your goals, brother. All right, guys. Well, peace out. I will see you back here Tuesday on TikTok. All right, so I'll start on TikTok as always from like 8 to 9. Then we'll be live on YouTube from 9 to 9:30. I'll start streaming the rundown on YouTube for you guys as well. If you have a basic membership, might as well be in the platform. You can actually have access to the chat rooms and things like that as well. But I'll at least start streaming that rundown for you guys over on YouTube starting next Tuesday. But we'll still run those TikTok streams as always from on 8 a.m. until about 9. All right, so have a good weekend, everybody. Stay blessed, and I will see you back here Tuesday morning. See you guys.